Let's get into it. Greetings and welcome to the SwagHer Daily Brief, produced by Arnya T.M. Davis, and I'm your host, Fancy. This is news for the women who want the receipts, the representation, and the reminder that some things are actually built to last. Let's start in Maryland, where Governor Wes Moore just made it very clear he's not here to make anybody comfortable. Moore appeared on Clock It with Simone and Eugene this week and explained why he refuses to soften his message when conversations turn to race. Let's talk numbers real quick, he said, before laying out the data. This country has lost 16 trillion in GDP over the past 2 decades because of the racial wealth gap. Moore argued that naming disparities in wealth, education, healthcare, and economic opportunity isn't about division. It's about confronting real problems with real solutions, and that leaders shouldn't avoid hard conversations just because they're politically inconvenient. The clip spread fast online with people praising him for refusing to hedge and some floating his name for a future presidential run. My thoughts? A $16 trillion price tag on bigotry isn't a talking point. That's a balance sheet. What gets me is how rare it still is to hear an elected official say the quiet part out loud without flinching. Wes Moore didn't ask permission to bring receipts, he just brought them. That's the standard I want more leaders held to, in office and in the boardroom. My question for you guys today is, when was the last time you watched a leader, political or corporate, talk about race inequity using real numbers instead of vague language? Tell me who in the comments. I ain't say tag, I'm just, y'all can just let me know in the comments. Now, let's head back to Hillman College because Netflix just gave us our first real look at a Different World sequel. Netflix released first look images from the upcoming series, and it's bringing us back to Hillman with a whole new class. Malaya Joy Moon leads as Deborah Wayne, Whitley and Dwayne's daughter, a free-spirited theater kid figuring out her own identity outside her parents' shadow. She's joined by a fresh crop of students, a first-generation criminal justice major, a highly recruited athlete, a psychology student, a church-raised freshman, and an aspiring fashion entrepreneur. And yes, the originals are back. Jasmine Guy as Whitley, Kadeen Hardison as Dwayne, Cree Summer as Freddie, and Daryl M. Bell as Ron. Felicia Pride serves as showrunner, with Debbie Allen returning as an executive producer and director. The original series ran on NBC from 1987 to 1993 and is widely credited with inspiring generations of students to attend HBCUs. My thoughts? This is the kind of nostalgia I can get behind. Not a reboot for reboot's sake, but a passing of the torch. Deborah Wayne walking into Hillman carrying Whitley and Dwayne's legacy is basically every one of us who grew up watching our mother's dreams turn into our own starting line. And Debbie Allen still in the building, that's not coincidence, that's stewardship. So, did a different world influence your decision to attend or dream about an HBCU? Tell me your human moment in the comments. Don't forget to like, share with your girls, and subscribe to this daily news broadcast for Black businesswomen. And before we get to today's promo, a little love in the timeline. Method Man is marking a milestone with his wife, Clifford Method Man Smith, and his wife Tamika Smith are marking 25 years of marriage this year after meeting in the early 90s when Tamika worked as his assistant. The two have built one of hip hop's most enduring and most private marriages, raising 3 kids while keeping their relationship largely out of the spotlight. Method Man has credited that privacy as part of what's made it last. My thoughts? In an industry that treats relationships like content, Method Man and Tamika chose privacy as a strategy, not a secret. 25 years later, that decision looks like wisdom. I want more of us protecting what we're building instead of performing it for an audience. I've definitely learned my lesson. My question: what's one thing you keep private on purpose because you know it protects what you're building? Let me know in the comments. And then again, you may not want to let me know because it's private. I don't know. Sources for today were The Griot, Your Web, and Essence. For today's promo, we're still talking about the Black Women of the Future dinner and awards show because it's officially on the calendar. Saturday, August 15th at Vibe Restaurant and Lounge in Silver Spring. This is where we celebrate women moving the culture forward. And if you want your brand in those swag bags, placements are open right now, but spots are limited, so don't wait. Tickets and registration are on Eventbrite. Get yours, get your brand in, and get ready to celebrate. We also announced our honorees today on the website. You all can see the flyer that is over here to the right. Those are four of the women that we're honoring. We're honoring a total of five, but we only had, what we had. So we had to go ahead and get it out. But that's your SwagHer Daily Brief for Tuesday, July 21st. I'm Fancy. This brief was produced by Arnya T.M. Davis. Before you go, like, share with your circle, and subscribe so you can catch tomorrow's brief too. Stay visible, stay grounded with SwagHer. Peace and blessings.